Thank you, Etty. Now over to Stephen Dale with the sport.
Stoke City boss Mark Hughes has backed Saido Berahino to end his goal-scoring drought, claiming his poor form so far this season is down to tactics.
For the majority of the season, we played in a certain way and a certain formation, and that hasn't helped Saido. I've gone with different personnel, different players, because maybe the way we set up isn't quite the best formation and structure to allow Saido to really perform at the level we know he's capable of. But along with that, then obviously when he has that opportunities, he needed to make the most of them, and maybe that's fair to say, and I think he'd understand that maybe he hasn't done as well in the games that we have given him. So that's how it is. It's not just about the first 11, it's about a squad game, as the old cliche, but it rings true at this time of the year. You've got to be ready to play a part when you need it.
Burton Albion captain Sean Barker is hopeful the club's recent success story can inspire them to championship survival. Nathan Bliss has more.
Burton Albion are a genuine success story. Only being promoted to the Football League in 2009, the club achieved back-to-back promotions under Nigel Clough in 2016 and were promoted to the Championship. But despite having the lowest budget in the league, they stayed up last year by a single point in what was a major shock. This year, though, they're bottom of the table, but Burton Albion captain Sean Barker believes that they can stay up again and surprise everyone.
In terms of getting results and probably consistency in performances, we're a little bit steadier last year, and that's why we managed to stay out of that bottom three for a long period. I think we only dropped in maybe once or twice over the season. This season's a little bit tougher. You know, you've had your first season in the Championship. People probably underestimate you when they come to Burton. They expect to get wins, and we really performed extremely high and got some fantastic results here last year. Surprising results from a lot of people. This year it gets a little bit tougher because people know that you're a good side and you'll make it hard for them, and they know what to expect at the Pirelli. So it's going to be tough, but everyone's confident. If you're not confident of getting yourselves out of trouble, there's no point in playing football.
There is a tough Christmas period ahead for Port Vale. Josh Dainty spoke to manager Neil Aspin.
I'm here at Vale Park as we speak exclusively to Port Vale manager Neil Aspin ahead of a tricky festive period, with the likes of travelling to Carlisle United and Colchester United, making a 1,200-mile round trip. It looks set to be a tricky time for the Valiants, and here's what Neil Aspin had to say.
Every league game is important. We've got to pick up points on a regular basis. You don't want to be building up games too much and putting too much pressure on the players, but the more games, the margin for error gets less if you're not picking up points. So we need to put together a run of points that can get us away from the bottom of the table.
Lone Star Ben Whitfield made his return midweek, but his parent club Bournemouth are keen to ensure Vale don't rush the youngster back into first team duties.
He's an important player for us. We're still being governed by sort of Bournemouth as to how long they want him to play. So they don't want him to play a full game yet, but I think he came on and showed some good touches the other night, and it'll do his confidence good to be back involved.
Aspin offered his thoughts on how travelling long distance would affect his players over the Christmas period.
The players are not having to go down a mine and work in a factory for a 12-hour shift. A bit of travelling. The footballers, at the end of the day, you've got to travel miles if you want to play games, and I'm not going to use it as an excuse. We've just got to get on with it. I expect that even if we travel to games, whatever, we have to give a good account of ourselves.
Well, the festive period starts on Saturday here at Vale Park when Port Vale host Cambridge United, and hopefully for the Valiants, they can get Christmas off to a cracker. Josh Dainty reporting for StaffsLive.
Are coming under increased scrutiny with American football at the fore. Staffordshire Stallions' Evan Woolgrove gave us an insight into the issue, as Eric Jutt reports.
Staffordshire Stallions centre Evan Woolgrove sat down with us to talk about his experience with head injuries in American football and the potential effect it has on participation levels.
I've had about 4 concussions. 3 of them were over 3 weeks, one each game. I don't think going into a game that being concussed through a hit causing me to be concussed weighs on my mind too much. What weighs on my mind more is my knee, because in my first year I blew my knee out. I had ACL reconstructive surgery, and then I was out for a year. And now ever since I wear a knee brace when I play a game.
Woolgrove thinks that improper technique in compromising positions is the main contributor to head injuries and other injuries in American football.
But I suppose, going into a game, if there's always that 1 in 100 chance of getting hit the wrong way, which in our league is probably quite common because it's proper tackling technique isn't up there with everything else. If I get hit that wrong way, my knee might go, my head get another concussion, and then it's just kind of like game over for who knows how long.
American football has seen an increase in participation over the last couple of years at all levels, and Woolgrove believes that injuries don't affect it that much.
I don't think actually head injuries damage participation that much, because if you're a rookie coming to the sport, which a lot of the rookies we have don't know anything about it, don't actually know about the risk of concussions you can have. They're at the level of most other people thinking they're invincible with all that padding on.
That's all your sport. Thanks. Back to you, Liam.